Hi everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you and welcome back once again on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S Exam Prep. I'm Gaurav Gupta and I welcome all of you in the series that we are continuing for all of you for the preparation of CAT 2023. Today in this series, we have as you can see on your screen now, this is for the 100 most expected questions of DILR. All right. Now, today, obviously, without wasting any time, we shall be starting with the questions because the agenda is now in these last 10 days to revise as many things as possible for the preparation of CAT examination, right? So, friends, in this series, 100 most expected questions of DILR, this is part number 7. So, previously, we have seen 6 sessions on most expected questions of DILR, in which we have seen different types of questions, different types of sets, which are based on some of the important areas which have already been tested in the previous year paper of CAT examination. So, continuing this trend, today we shall be looking at the 7th part of this series of sessions. So, today we'll be solving 2 different sets of DILR. Okay, and definitely these 2 sets are of moderate or slightly above moderate level of difficulty. Okay, now one of these sets will test you on your skills for data interpretation, how you are able to handle the data when it comes to percentages. The second set will test you on again data interpretation, how good you are in averages. Okay, so the 2 sets, the first set is based on percentage calculations and the second set is based on averages, right? Both are doable sets, so I'll rate them as a moderate level of difficulty. And to solve each and every set, you should not be taking more than 1 minute per question of this set. So if there are 4 questions, so 4 to 5 minutes is the decent amount of time that you should be taking to solve a first set. In the second set, you will have to work on some extra amount of data, and it will require somewhere around 2 minutes per question to solve. All right. So, friends, let's quickly begin with this session without wasting any time. So, I hope I'm clearly visible and audible. So, already there are some students who are present live in this session. So, can you all please quickly confirm before I start if I am clearly visible and audible to all of you? Come on, friends, just quickly confirm if I'm clearly visible and audible, and then we will begin with this session. Hitansh Shah is asking us scoring for scoring 90% in India, how many questions to attend in CAT? So, Hitansh, I cannot tell you exactly what will happen in CAT 2023, but I can give you the reference of last year. Okay, so Hitansh, any student who has correctly attempted one complete set, that means 5 questions, is able to score 90 percentile in CAT 2022. All right, Hitansh. So now you can have an understanding about what is the required score. Okay, so you cannot, I'll say, you cannot calculate it exactly, but you have a good idea. So 15 marks, one complete set. That means 5 questions will fetch you 90 plus percentile. So to be on safer side, if you are able to attempt 8 to 9 questions correctly, that means attempt 2 sets with a decent enough accuracy. So accuracy, that means out of 10, if you have 8 correct, then you will certainly be sitting slightly different. So all the values are given, okay? And this pie chart gives you 3 different things: yearly data, quarterly data, as well as monthly data. Okay, so have a look at this data. I'll give you 1 minute to analyze this, and then I will take you to the questions one by one. Agrima, I think you are saying that there is some lag. Okay, so please refresh your screen. I have also done the same thing. So There might be a lag because like it happens. There might be a slight lag of 8 to 10 seconds because of YouTube. Okay, so it happens when we are conducting live lectures on YouTube. So if you can refresh your screen, I've also done that, and it will not be any lag. So please have a look at the data and tell me yes if you want me to take you to the questions one by one. Quickly do that. So all of you, I want to see a yes from all of you. If you have read the data and you want me to take you to the questions one by one. So meanwhile, I'll read the question for all of you. The multi-layered pie chart below shows the sales of LED television set for a big retail electronics outlet during 2016 and 2017. The outer layer shows the monthly sales during this period, with each label showing the month followed by sales figure of that month. So the outer layer of this pie chart is month-wise data. So there is month written as well as the value, the sales figure of that month. Okay. Now for some month, the sales figures are not given in the chart. The middle layer shows quarter-wise aggregate sales. In some cases, aggregate quarter-wise sales are also not given. The innermost layer shows annual sales in the similar manner. It is known that the sales figure during 3 months of the second quarter, April, May, June of 2016, form an arithmetic progression, as do the 3 months sales figure in the fourth quarter, October, November, December of that year. So this is the entire data. You will have to write yes whenever you want me to take you to the questions. Again, I'm waiting for all of you. You'll have to write yes in the chat box once you are done reading this data and you want me to take you to the questions. Now, today, I will not be solving these questions. So, first of all, I'll be needing an answer from your side, and then only I'll be helping you out with the solution. All right, Jayant. Okay. Okay, so I believe this is enough time. Two students have already confirmed. So I am now taking you to the questions one by one. So first question will be there on your screen in a few seconds. So Hitansh, Agrima, Jayant, this is the entire data. I hope you have already seen this. First question now on your screen. What is the percentage increase in sales in December 2017 as compared to the sales in December 2016? So you have four options. Please tell me your answer in terms of option A, B, C, or D. What is the percentage increase in sales in December 2017 as compared to the sales of December 2016? All right, Shubham, first one to give an answer. All right, nice. Rajwal. So option A and option C are the two options, are the two answers that I've got from two students. All right, चलिए start करते हैं. I've already got answer from 4 or 5 students. Now they want to compare the data of December 2017 with the data of December 2016. So this is December 2016 as I have marked in the pie chart. So December 2016, basically it was given that October, November and December, these three values are in arithmetic progression. The sum of these three values is 360 according to the pie chart. Okay. Quarter four, the sum is 360. So 360 is the sum of these 3 months with October, November, December being in arithmetic progression. First value is given as 100. So second value will be the average, that is 120. And the third value will be 140. Okay. These three numbers 100, 120 and 140 are now in arithmetic progression such that the sum is 360. All right. Now for quarter four of 2017, the sum is 500 with the values of October and November given. So 150 and 170, the value add up to 320. So 500 minus 320, that is 180, will be the value of December, right? So now I have both the values. December 2016, the value is 140 and December 2017, the value is 180. Now, the increase from 140 to 180 is 40 over the initial value of 140 multiplied by 100. So 40 upon 140 is what you'll have to calculate. Upon simplification, this will give you 2 upon 7 as a fraction. So 2 upon, it's a fraction. 1 upon 7 is 14.28. Okay, so 2 upon 7 will be 14.28 multiplied by 2. So approximately the value should come out to be 28.56. I have 28.57 among the options. So this option, option A, is absolutely correct. So I could see that 5 or 6 students have given me the answers, and Prajwal, I hope you have understood your mistake. Okay, the others have given the same answer, option A. So option A is the correct answer. So meanwhile, Prajwal, you can confirm if you have understood your mistake. Okay, and I'm moving on to the next question, question number 2. So all of you, question number 2 on your screen. In which quarter of 2017 was the percentage increase in sales from the same quarter of 2016 the highest? So in which quarter of 2017 was the percentage increase in sales from the same quarter of 2016 the highest? So percentage increase from one quarter to the respective quarter of the next year. We'll have to find out which of these percentage increase is the highest. On an average, you should not be taking more than 1 minute for every question once you have read the data. Maximum 1.5 minutes, and every question should be answered within that time. Okay, so for a set of 4 questions, 1.5 minute per question, 6 minutes, another 1 minute to understand, read the data. So 7 minutes is, I believe, the time in which you should be finishing this off. All right. I would suggest all the students to take a little bit time. So you are giving me answer in around 45 seconds. You still have a few seconds. Okay. So please look at everything carefully and then give me an answer. Okay. Please give me your answer in the form of option A, B, C, or D. Don't write 1, 2, 3, or 4. Please in the form of A, B, C, or D. चलिए start करते हैं. I've already got answers from 4 students. So meanwhile other students will give me their answer. I will start with the calculations. So here I need to compare all the quarters, all the 4 quarters of 2017 with all the 4 quarters of 2016. So I should be having quarterly values of both the years. Now quarter 1 for 2016. So I'm looking for 2016 quarter 1. The sum is 80 plus 60 plus 100. That is 240. Quarter 2, it is 150 already given. Quarter 3, 75, 120 and 55. That is 250. Okay, yes, 250. Quarter 4 is already given. Now the next year, quarter 1, 2017, quarter 1, the sum is 100, 120 and 160. So it is 280 plus 100, 380. All right. Quarter 2, it will be 65, 75 and 60. Right. So 60, 65, 75, 130, 140, 200. Quarter 3 is given, quarter 4 is given. Okay. Now for quarter 1, the value has increased from 240 to 380. So 240 was the initial value, 380 the final value for quarter 1. For quarter 3, initial value 250, final value is 220. It is a decrease. Fine. I need percentage increase. So quarter 3 can be eliminated from the options. For quarter 4, the value was 360 and the new value is 500. And quarter 2, the value was 150 and the new value is 200. All right. So these are the values of the remaining three quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2 and quarter 4. Out of these, we'll have to find out which of the following values has the maximum percentage increase. Okay. Now you'll observe in quarter 1, the values increase by 140 over 240. Okay. Just as an approximation, can I say that the increase is more than 50%? 50% से ज्यादा का increase आया है? Yes or no? Right? So यहाँ पे 50% से ज्यादा का increase है because 50 percentage of 240 is 120, but I have 140. So here the increase is more than 50%. Okay. Now looking at quarter 2 150 से 200, 50 का increase है over 150. So here the increase is one third, that means 33.33% to be precise. This is quarter 1, this is quarter 2. Okay. Now for quarter 4, which is option C, 360 से 500 का increase है. So 140 over the initial value of, over the initial value of 360. Now 360 का 50% कितना होता है? It is 180. But increase is less than 180. So I can say that here the increase is less than 50%. Okay. Now, while doing it using this method, because in this method I have not done any calculation per se, any exact calculation मैंने नहीं किया कोई भी. Okay. And just by using a little bit of approximation technique, I'm able to find out the answer. So quarter 1, the increase is more than 50%. Quarter 2, it is exactly 33.33%. Quarter 4, it is less than 50%. Okay. So I can safely mark my answer as quarter 1. Quarter 1, the percentage increase is highest from the year 2016 to 2017. All right. Fine. So I hope I am clear. Those who have given a different answer, they have understood what has happened here or what should be done at the time of solving these questions in the actual examination. Okay. Chaliye. So this was question number 2. Let's move on to question number 3. Now, question number 3. During which quarter was the percentage decrease in sales from the previous year's, from the previous quarter sales the highest? Now, this question is different from the previous question. During which quarter was the percentage decrease in sales from the previous quarter's sales the highest? Meanwhile, let me write the values of each of these quarters. Yes, any answer? Easy question hai guys. All right, so two answers, Saran and Monu. Both of you have given same answer, but is it correct? We'll get to know in a matter of minutes. All right, चलिए start करते हैं. Now, in this case, I'll be looking at the options one by one. I'll not calculate the values for every quarter. I'll go through the options. So option A is saying quarter two of 2017. Now, quarter two of 2017 as compared to the previous quarter means quarter one of the same year. Okay, so 200 was the final value and the value has changed from 380 to 200. So obviously there is some decrease, right? And I'll be calculating this percentage decrease. This is for the first value. I'm not doing the calculations as of now. Next is quarter one of 2017. Now quarter one of 2017, if I'll go to the previous quarter, okay? So quarter one of 2017, the value is 380 and earlier it was 360. So value from 360, it has become 380. Original value 360 and new value is 380. Now, is it a percentage decrease? In the question, I want percentage decrease. It is clearly mentioned. No, this is not percentage decrease. This is an increase. So I'll not look at this option. Hitansh, during which quarter was the percentage decrease as compared to the previous quarter, the highest? So you understand what is percentage decrease. So what you have to do is you have to compare each of these quarters with the previous quarter now. Okay? All right. So option B will be eliminated because in this case we are experiencing an increase, not decrease. Let's look at option C, quarter 4 of 2017. Now, quarter 4 of 2017, the value has changed from 220 to 500. So 220 say 500, again it is an increase. So option C cannot be the answer because of the same reason, because previously the value was 220, now it has become 500. There is an increase. Option C is eliminated. Next is quarter 2 of 2016. Quarter 2 of 2016, the value has become 150 from 240. So 240 से 150 हुआ है value, 240 to 150. So yes, there is a decrease. So now I'm left with two options, option A and D, and here I have to find out which of these options shows highest percentage change. Okay, so option A, the value has decreased by 180 over the previous value of 380, right? This is one. So if I'll simplify this, 0 will get cancelled out. This is 9 upon 19, right? Option D, the last option, the value has changed from 240 to 150. That means 90 का change है over 240. So cancel. So it is basically 3 upon 8. Now 3 upon 8 is approximately or exactly 37.5 percentage. Okay. Now 9 by 19 and 3 by 8 को compare करना है. Whichever is higher is the answer. So fractions को compare करने का एक simple method होता है 9 by 19, 3 by 8. Okay, do cross multiplication. So on the left hand side I have 9 into 8, on the right hand side I have 3 into 19. Now 9 into 8 is 72, 3 into 19 is 57. So obviously 72 is greater, the left hand side is greater, so the fraction of the left hand side will be greater. So 9 by 19 is greater and hence the correct answer will be option A. So 5 of you have given a correct answer. None has given a wrong answer. That's good. Now other students who are unable to solve this, please try to give your 100% towards these questions because these questions are not very difficult. It's just that you'll have to participate. Okay. So option 3, question 3, option A is the correct answer. Let's look at question number 4. During which month was the percentage increase in sales from the previous month's sales the highest? So what you have done in the previous question, the similar thing is to be done in this, but now you'll have to compare month-wise data, not quarter-wise data. Okay. So again, look at all the 4 options and find out which of the following options uh, is showing the highest percentage increase in sales over the previous month. Okay, Shubham has given an answer. So I've got one answer already, so we can start. So we'll look at every month one by one. So March of 2017. So March of 2017, the value was 160 and the previous value was 100. So from 100, the value has become 160. Clearly visible, there is an increase of 60%. 60% का increase आया है. ठीक है? अब like if any month will give you an increase more than 60%, that will qualify. Otherwise, it will not. Now, October of 2017. October of 2017, 50 and previous month 70. So 150 say, 150 from 70. So 70 and then 150. Now 70, 150, the value has increased more than twice. Okay, the value has become more than twice. So here the increase is more than 100%. Earlier it was 60% to be precise. Now here the increase is more than 100%. So now I'll eliminate option A and option B will become my benchmark. Okay, let's move on to option C. October 2016. So October 2016, initial value 55 and the final value 100. The value has not become more than doubled. Okay, so option C cannot be the answer. Double से ज़्यादा का नहीं है ना, so eliminated. Option D, March of 2016. March of 2016, so 60 to 100. So here also the value has not become double of the previous value. So option D is also eliminated. And option B, as correctly given by 6 of you, Drashti, Amisha, Saran, Monu, Agrima, and Song. All of you are absolutely correct. The correct answer is option B. All right. So friends, that was the first set for the day. Now let's quickly begin with the second set. Now the second set is slightly difficult as compared to the first one. Okay. Now this is completely based on averages. Okay. So all the 3 questions that are there in this set are based on averages. Okay. And let's have a look at the data. Then only you will be able to understand. Okay. So I'll be spending 2 minutes in showing you the data. Now here the entire data will be given on 2 slides. So I'll be showing you the slides one by one. There will be a table on the first slide. You don't have to note down that table. Don't draw that table because the same table will be available with every question. So other than the table, please have a look at the other data. Okay, so let's begin. Read the information given and answer the questions accordingly. Yes, Hitansh, I can say that it was easy, but still there were some incorrect answers from you as well. Make sure that you will not commit any mistake as far as the second set is concerned. Read the information given and answer the questions accordingly. There are 100 employees in an organization across 5 departments. You can see the 5 departments: HR, marketing, finance, business development, and maintenance. Okay. Now the following table gives the department-wise distribution of average age. So obviously number of employees to given here, as you can see. It also gives you the department-wise distribution of average age, average basic pay, and allowances as the percentage of basic pay. Okay, so average basic pay given here and allowance as the percentage of basic pay is also given. Also, they are saying that the gross pay of any employee is the sum of his or her basic pay and allowance. So gross income, gross pay will be basic pay plus allowance, right? Very basic data, very general data. Now, what do you have in the data? Number of employees, their average age, average basic pay, and allowance, which is the average, sorry, allowance, which is the percentage of the basic pay. All right, fine. Now, let's read some extra data, extra information that is given. Now, there are limited number of employees considered for transfer or promotion across departments. Now, whenever a person is transferred or promoted from a department of lower average age to a department of higher average age, he or she will get an additional allowance of 10% of basic pay, okay, over and above his or her current allowance. So जो भी उसका current allowance है, he will get an additional 10% of the basic pay over and above his current allowance. There will not be any change in the pay structure if a person is transferred or promoted from a department of higher average age to a department of lower average age. Okay, so I'll read this information. This is very important, this portion. Whenever a person is transferred from a department of lower average age to a department of higher average age, he or she will get an additional allowance of 10% of the basic pay over and above his or her current allowance. All right. I'll wait here for a few more seconds and then I'll take you to the first question. So using some information, actual information that is given in the question, in each of the question, you will have to act accordingly. Now, Kartike, both are important things, but I would say that accuracy is more important because if you'll attempt a lot of questions with very less accuracy, then it will take you nowhere because there is some negative marking as well, right? So, a perfect balance of accuracy with attempts is good. So, I would say that if your attempts are lower, then you should be having a good accuracy. Let's say if you attempt only 7 8 questions in DILR, only 7 8. So you should be sitting at 100% accuracy, right? With increased number of attempts, you can compromise a little bit on your accuracy, but not a lot, right? I hope you will understand whatever I'm saying. So if your attempts are 15 and only 4 or 5 are correct, then that is of no use. So 15 attempts, you can have an accuracy of even 70%. That means 10 or 11 correct when you are attempting 15 questions. Okay. All right, friends. So let's begin with the first question. So I'll take you to the first question now. Shall we? So please quickly write yes if you want me to take you to the questions. Come on. Or don't do that. I believe This is enough time I've given you to read the data. So the first question on your screen now. What is the approximate percentage change in the average gross pay of the HR department due to a transfer of a 40-year-old person with basic pay of 8,000 from marketing department? Yes, Prince. Any answer for this? Okay, so Kartike has given an answer. I know that this one is slightly difficult. Okay, now let's start. Fine, let's have a look at what needs to be done. Now, what is the approximate percentage change in the average gross of HR department? So we are considering HR department and we'll have to calculate the gross pay, the average gross pay of this department. Fine. Due to the transfer of 40-year-old person from marketing department. So marketing say one person has been transferred from marketing to HR. Okay. Now after this transfer, we'll have to find out what is the percentage change in the average gross pay of HR department. Now, since we have to find out the percentage change, we will be requiring initial value before the change, before the transfer, and then final value after the transfer. Okay, so let's do it before the transfer. Now, before the transfer, the average basic pay is 5,000 and the allowance is 70 percentage of basic pay. Now 70 percentage of basic pay, that means 70 percentage. So on an average, what will be the allowance? It will be 70 percentage of the average basic pay. That is 3,500. So 70 percentage of 5,000 is 3,500. Okay. So initial average gross of the HR department, initial average gross pay of HR department is equal to 5,000 plus 3,500. This is average per employee, not the sum. Okay, so that means 8,500 is the initial average gross pay. All right, now let's talk about the final. Now, if the initial average gross pay is 8,500, so the sum or the total gross pay of these 5 employees will be, wait, let me write. So total gross pay, I'm writing it as GP. Total gross pay of these 5 employees will be 8,500 multiplied by 5. Okay, so these are 5 employees. So 8 into 5, 40,000, 40,000, 42,500. So 42,500 is the total gross pay. Okay, now let's understand transfer has been done of a 40-year-old person with a basic pay of 8,000 from marketing department. So marketing से HR में transfer हुआ है. Okay. So this person's basic pay is 8,000. It is given in the question. This person's basic pay is 8,000. Now what will be his allowance? Now originally his allowance was 80 percentage in the marketing department. ठीक है? Fine. So 80 percentage of 8,000, that means he was getting 6,400 as the allowance. Now what will happen? Now whenever a person is transferred from a department of lower average age to a department of higher average age. So is the transfer done from lower average age to higher average age? Yes, it is. Then he or she will get an additional allowance of 10% of basic pay. So earlier his allowance was 6,400. Okay. Now he will get an additional allowance of 10 percentage of basic pay over and above his current allowance. Okay. So इसका basic pay कितना है? 8,000. So 10 percentage of 8,000. He will get an additional 800 rupees allowance after the transfer. Okay. So his gross pay will be, so इसका basic कितना था? 8,000, right? So his gross pay will be 8,000 plus 6,400, which was his current allowance, plus 800, which is the additional allowance. So 8,000 and 6,000, 14,000, 15,200 will be his gross pay. Okay. So now new total gross pay. So earlier it was 42,500. Now I'll add 15,200 because of this transfer of employee. So it will be 42 and 15, 57,700. Okay. So new average gross pay will be equal to number total 57,700 divided by number of employees. So earlier the number of employees was 5. One employee has been transferred, divided by 6. This will be the new average gross pay. Now, Amisha, I'll quickly tell you how we get 6,400. Now, Amisha, the person who has been transferred, his basic pay is 8,000, okay, and he was in marketing department. Now, what happens in marketing department? Marketing department, the allowance is 80 percentage of the basic pay. So his basic pay was 8,000. 80 percentage of 8,000 is 6,400. Okay. So this is how I have got this value. Am I clear? Please confirm and then I'll go ahead. Please confirm. Okay. So now new gross pay will be 9,616.67. So original average gross pay was 8,500. New is 9,600. Okay. So you can find out the percentage increase, right? Now, if this question comes in CAT, you will have calculators to do these calculations, which can easily be done. And yes, the correct answer is option C, that is 13%. So now percentage change, you will be able to determine by yourself very easily. Okay, ठीक है? So the correct answer is option C, which is correctly given by Saran, Shubham, and Agrima. Three of you have given correct answer. Good to see that. At least some of you are able to get the correct answer. Nice, good, keep it up. Meanwhile, let's move on to the next question, question number 6. Now, question number 6 is easier than the previous question. Now, there was a mutual transfer of an employee between marketing and finance department and transfer of one employee from marketing to HR. As a result, the average age of finance department increased by 1 year and that of marketing department remained the same. What is the new average age of HR department? If you have done averages in quant, then this question, like you must be familiar with the method of method using which this question can be solved. So बहुत basic type का question है. Just need to assume some variables and you will be certainly able to get the correct answer. Okay, so Dhruvi and Suku, two students have given option D as the answer. Okay, so we shall start. Now, there was a mutual transfer of an employee between marketing and finance. So, one employee has been transferred from marketing to finance. Let's say the age is X, and one employee is transferred from finance to marketing. Let's say the age is Y. And then one employee is transferred from marketing to HR. Let's say the age is Z. Okay, so X, Y, and Z are the ages of these three employees which are being transferred. Okay, now they are saying that after doing this, the average age of finance department is increased by 1 year. So let's talk about finance department. Now, finance department originally, originally the sum was 20 is the number of employees multiplied by 30. So 20 into 30, I'm talking about finance. 20 into 30 was the original sum. Now from finance, one employee is added whose age is X and one employee is removed whose age was Y. Okay. Now this is done only in finance department, one added, one removed. Okay. So divided by the number of employees, new number of employees will remain same because one employee added, one employee removed. So number of employees will remain same and the average increased by 1 year. So originally the average was 30, now the average becomes 31. Now simplifying this, we will get the value of x minus y. So x minus y will be equal to 20. 20 will be the value of x minus y after cross multiplication. Done. Now this is for finance department and able to get the value of x minus y. Now let's talk about the other department, marketing. Now they are saying that for marketing department, the average age remained the same. So marketing department, original sum of the ages was 30 multiplied by 35. Okay, 30 multiplied by 35. Now from marketing, x is removed minus x, y is added, and z is removed. Okay, so two employees are removed and one employee is added. So originally the number of employees was 30. Now it will become 29, and the average remained the same. That means it remained 35. Okay, fine. So average remains same. So now from here I can say that the value of x minus y plus z, the value of x minus y plus z is equal to 35. ओके, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करोगे बहुत इजीली कैलकुलेशन हो जाएगी. ओके, सो इट इज इक्वल टू 35. नाउ x माइनस y का वैल्यू पता है 20. सो फ्रॉम हियर z's वैल्यू विल बी 35 minus 20, that is 15. Okay, now they are asking about the new average age of HR department. So the third department, the HR department, new average age. So originally for HR the sum was 5 multiplied by 45. A new employee of age Z is added, so plus 15 divided by the total number of new employees, which is 6. So 5 into 45 plus 15, so it will be 45 into 5, 225 plus 15, that is 240 upon 6, that is 40. So the new average age of HR department will be 40. All right. So option C, 40 is the correct answer. Shubham and Agrima, I think both of you have given this answer 40. Yes, both of you are correct. Udit, yes, this is one of the PYQs from the previous years. Question number 7, the last question. If two employees, each with basic pay of 6,000, are transferred from maintenance to HR, and one person with a basic pay of 8,000 was transferred from marketing to HR, what will be the percentage change in average basic pay of HR department? बहुत easy question है. You don't have to find out the change in gross pay. You just have to find out the change in average basic pay. Basic pay में change बताना है. That's it. चलिए जल्दी से फिनिश करते हैं इसे. सिंपल है. Meanwhile you can give me an answer. So we need to find out the percentage change in the average basic pay of HR department. So originally the value is already given 5,000. So original value is given 5,000. Now we'll have to find out the new value. Okay. Now if I'm talking about basic pay, so total basic pay of HR department, 5 employees, 5,000 is the average. So 5 multiplied by 5,000. Okay, that means 25,000 was the total basic pay originally. Now what has happened? 2 employees each with basic pay 6,000 are transferred from maintenance to HR. So 2 employees, their basic pay is 6,000 each. So the sum in the basic pay will be 2 into 6,000. Also one with the basic pay of 8,000 is added. Okay, so 25,000 plus 20,000, that is 45,000. 45,000 is the new basic pay. Okay. Now, average basic pay now will become 45,000 divided by the new number of employees, which is 8. So 45,000 divided by 8 is 5,625. Okay. So originally when the average basic pay was 5,000, now it has become 5,625. So there is an increase of 625 over the initial value of 5,000. You can calculate it multiplied by 100. So percentage change बहुत easily calculate हो जाएगा. 625 divided by 50, that is 12.5 percentage. So 12.5 percentage, that is option B is the correct answer. And I can see a lot of students giving the correct answer. Wonderful, lovely. Option B, yes, it is the correct answer of this question. Okay, so 12.5, correct answer. That was the last question of the second set, and that was the last question of today's session. I hope you would have enjoyed both the sets. The first set was very easy. I'll not call it very easy, but first set was fine, below moderate, but the second set was above moderate level of difficulty, especially the first and the second question of the second set. So friends, that's all from my side for the day. You can unlock free trial on the portal of BYJU'S Exam Prep by visiting our application, entering your mobile number and clicking start free trial, using which you can unlock your 3-day free trial access on the portal of BYJU'S Exam Prep. Also, you must enroll for non-CAT MBA entrance examinations test series that is curated by experts at BYJU'S Exam Prep. Okay, so you will be getting more than 55 non-CAT mock papers in this series with 10,000 practice questions and topic-wise tests covering all the subtopics. So please go ahead and join this non-CAT examinations for SNAP, Narsi Munji, ZAT, Maharashtra CT, and many more examinations. This is the list of our CAT 2022 toppers. Also, All India Open Mock for NMAT 2023 is already live. The last day will be 17th of November. So tomorrow is the last day where you can when you can write this All India Open Mock for NMAT 2023. So make sure that you register for this examination on our application and write it. That's all from my side, my dear friends. Can get social with us on all these social media platforms. Have a wonderful time. Bye bye.